Okay, so this is the board that we're going to be building today. The Hoshizora. I have opened it already, I've tested it, everything's okay, but for your guys' immersion and experience, I've decided to reopen it for you guys on stream. So, it is already built, because it's been going around different content creators, but I'm going to rebuild it. But here it is in all its glory. So if you do exclamation point Hoshizora or exclamation point build, it should give you a link to the Reddit page with like more information. But for those who don't know, this is a top/o-ring mounted 60%. And I think the coolest thing about this board is... Wow. Okay, so you can tell my grimy fingerprints, but look at this weight. Yeah, extremely beautiful. Yeah, cute weight. I personally am a sucker for like moons and stars. So when I first saw this, I was like, wow, so pretty. And then, so here is the name. It's pretty interesting because you have like the separate weight piece right here. You have this weight right here. And then the USB port is in the middle, it's a little higher. But yeah. So if you were to look at the side. Pretty cool, right? Let's just see my double chin. Anyways, sorry. Here's a side. So this is a 7-degree typing angle. So it has like a little cut out right here. So that's interesting. So you see this little part is cut out. Ooh. But yeah, here's the side. Here's the front. This does use a daughter board. And I think it only comes in when keyless, correct? But yeah. Oh, Winky and Winkeyless. Okay, cool. Winky and Winkeyless. Cool. Wait, there's a level 3 hype train? Which one did I get? Oh! I got a Shiba! Oh my gosh, so cute. So cute. Which ones did you guys get? Oh, Bean got a scary one. Okay, sorry. But yeah, so this is the board. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. The designer is in chat. So, yeah. That's like an angry owl. So, the target price, I guess, of this board is around 350 to 400, right? Like somewhere around that price range. 390, that's the final price? Hey yo, early stream? Yeah. There's like all this new information. Is it on the Discord? I should pull up the Discord. Oh, 390 as a fixed kit. Okay. I'm guessing this is all in the Discord, right? Oh, it's okay. I was looking at the IC page. Let me pull up the Discord so I don't give the wrong information. Okay. Okay. Okay, so for more information on the board, it is a raffle. 150 units, $390. Ship date is August 2022. Let's see. Thank you for the follow. Okay, cool. But anyways. Boop, boop. Also, I want to show you guys the plate. I've looked at the plate already, but it's actually so beautiful. Look. I'm a sucker for like thematic plates. Well, you can see it has the moon and the star cut out. Wow! So pretty. Relapse to the plate. Ooh. But this is the plate we're gonna be building with today. And there's different, I saw there's different O-rings. So there's one in here, I think. There's one right here. I'm actually gonna be lazy today. I'm just gonna use the stabilizers inside the board already. Please don't flame me, but you know. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just try out different switches with the builds. Any stab content. So here's the PCB. There's already one in the board that's been millmax'd, but we can look at it. Is this the final production PCB? Okay, cool. Okay, so this one has been millmax'd, but this is the PCB. So it does have LED support if you want perky LED. What else? Let's look at the back. Yeah, so here is the cable. No underglow, but not that you really need it. No physical reset button. I rushed over from my work desk, so I hear it's being denied stab content. I mean, I really could if you guys wanted to. There's no, like, pressy button, right? Where is it? Oh, there is. It's right here. You're right. It's not like the big button. The pressy button, come on. Yeah, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like the one with like the big... Anyways. Well, yeah, it's right here. It's pretty small. Pretty small. Anything else to know about this? Pretty standard PCB though. Tiny. There's also this plate. Okay, so this one has not been. Does this support split space? It looks like it. Oh. Like right here. But the plate does not, right? The plate would not though. Yeah. But you, yeah, so the plate doesn't support it because it has these. But this is so pretty. I know, even though you can't like see the plate, it's the thought that counts, right? Cool. Is this one also millmax'd in here? I'm not sure. I'll have to take it apart and see. But we will deconstruct it and have... The one inside isn't? Okay, then we'll use... Oh, so I have to do stabilizers. Alright, you guys are in luck, I guess. F. I see the butt. Yes. Butt. It's very shiny. Extremely shiny. Okay. So which switches do we want to use? That strawberry milk. The matcha switches. Tangerines. Zaku's. I have the SP Star Magic Girl. We're gonna be using an alu plate if that like changes your mind. Zaku's. I also have Fierce Girls. We could do Magic Girl. I haven't done a tactile build in a little bit, right? Matcha lattes and meteor whites already. I also have Gazoo linear thoughts. So I'm either between Gazoo, the Gazoo linear thoughts, or SP Star Magic Girl. What do you guys want between those two? Yeah, you can do a poll if my mods know how. I don't know how. Well, I can't because I don't have a keyboard. Tactile plus? Oh, so no one's done tactile, right? I could do tactile. Yeah, sure. It's fine. Even though I'm not tactile gang, sorry. But I do have tactiles. It's okay, Cordell. We've already decided. Clickies. I do have clickies. I do enjoy clickies. Okay, I guess you guys are voting. I guess it's a democracy here. I guess. Supposedly. That's like news to me, but whatever. Yeah, I have navies. I have box navies. Okay. I think navies feel really good in a macro pad. Navies are actually so satisfying to press. They're heavy AF, but honestly feels so good. Let's see. I feel like this is a SpongeBob song. Okay. The Magic Girl win? Okay, so we'll do Magic Girl. Alright. Stabilizer. Actually, let me disassemble this board. Let me just unscrew it and take this out. So we can look at the internals really quick. Before I have to suffer. These boards? These boards you can see up my nose! You guys are lucky I don't have any boogers right now. Do it again? Can you guys flare your nostrils like that? Apparently, whenever I'm like super pissed, I flare my nostrils like subconsciously. So you can tell when I'm like pissed off. Oh shit. Thank you for that photo. Thank you for the follow. Random question, do you have any shampoo recommendation? So I use this brand called Lucetta. It's kind of pricey, but I like it a lot. So essentially, a bunch of like salon people wanted to make, you know, salon quality shampoo available, because typically when you buy salon quality, you have to have like a license for certain things. And so they wanted to create like a line that was salon quality but easily accessible to everyone. Is that an egg? Yeah, it is. If you do exclamation point, egg tart. But yeah, I use this brand called Lucetta that I really like. So I have to be careful because it is... Yeah. That's a long cable. That's a long ass cable. Okay, so let's look at the internals. Also, this is my first time seeing Bingsu in person. Oh, look! That's so cute. Oh my gosh, on the blockers, you have a moon and a star. Wow. Everything about this board is like so cute. Wow. Yeah. Oh, so this plate won't be available, right? Let's see. Are you gonna try both mounts? I can, since it's hot swap. Or what am I saying? Yeah, I can. Hot swap doesn't matter. I'm guessing this is the softer ring. Yeah. This feels softer. So it's what, 50 and 30? Let me see. I'm just guessing. I am so in so many discords. Okay, cool. So yeah, this one is a 30 and then this darker one is 50. Right. Yeah, it's Bingsu. It's not mine though. Okay. I'll take this off for now. So I actually do like softer O-rings, but I think it depends on the plate. I feel like if you use soft O-ring with soft plate and like soft switches, it's like too soft. But that's just my opinion. Oh, okay. So one thing that I didn't point out. Oh, hello! It's here now. Can I get a shout out? Oh, okay. So one thing that I didn't point out is if you see these. So these are the standoffs for the top mount part. But it also is O-ring. So duo. Rumi in for oh my gosh, I'm gonna say your name wrong. I'm gonna say your name wrong. What would you like me to call you? Before I butcher your name. So she's the one who built this before me and sent it over to me. Let me just look at this real quick. Indaya? Did I say that right? Indaya? Cool. Yeah, so she's the one who built the board before me and sent it to me, so please check her out. She also streams keyboards. Okay. Oh, I see. Connor was using the restroom. That's why she started meowing. Okay. I'm gonna put this in a safe spot. Okay, So here's the top part of the case. You can see it has the cutoffs for the top mount part. And then it has these indentions to basically line up with the case. You're not joking about your cubing? Oh, why? Why would I joke about that? I'm not trying to snub anyone. I'm seriously trying to like work through it all, okay? Hi Bear. But yeah, it has these parts so to basically help you align the case. And then 4 places where you can screw it in. And then you can see at the bottom part right here. I'm assuming this is... Okay, so these are the outer ones for these weights. I'm assuming this is for the big weight outside, but... Those are some small screws to hold like the weight. Those are some screws doing a big job. Yeah, they're very small. Okay, cool. But yeah, so you have these 3 for the outside weight, and then this one for the outer weight as well. Oh, Starfire, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Wow. Saltine Quacker, the Himura Gels, Endix, Akahori. Hello. Thank you, Starfire. Oh, you got the shout out. Nice. Okay, cool. I actually really like cases that have these parts to help you align. So I could keep Bingsu, don't send it back to him. I would keep the Bingsu, however, it's only split backspace on it. I'm not a split backspace user. Those screws are doing the Lord's work, I know. That's what I was saying. They're so small, so powerful. Bless their souls. Okay, cool. Alright. Now that we looked at the case, the plate, PCB... How are you streaming? Okay, look. I don't know why everyone's coming at me and just being like, Patty's actually awake, but... I do wake up at decent times, okay? It's not like I wake up in the middle of the night, it's like, hello, I'm awake. Alright. I guess it's time for stabilizers. No, I didn't wake up late today. I just had to do some work. I actually went to the post office, believe it or not. Why do you always wake up? Oh my god. Okay, I respond at 6 PM because I just woke up from a nap. This that's from Mikibo. Where's let's see. Coconut keycaps got delivered today? Oh, nice. Oh, but your sister already left, right? I see. Oh lord. Okay, I need to finish this before my raid at 7. This Dustmat's K-pop themed? Bruh. Okay, I might not know my K-pop references, but I know some reference, okay? Come on. Got nuke data? I'm putting mine on Onyx. Beatles the best K-pop group of all time. True. Nuke data sold out really fast. My chat actually told me like ahead of time. Make sure I like bought it early. Chonga actually got screwed over. Poor Chonga. Okay. Moon Tower. You have PC Moon Tower? Do you guys want another leak? I'm gonna be building a JJW board, courtesy of Bear. Thank you, Bear. Yeah, if you don't want Hamon, I will take it from you. For sure. Cool. I think Space Cables is running Hamon, right? If I remember correctly. Mr. Reagan. Alright. Did I see the Keycaps? Didn't it sell out already? I saw the ping, but I didn't look at it. Yeffy? Oh, the alchemist, right? Hello, 1way3. Is Crytox 205G thicker or thinner? Is it thicker? Yeah. Unless Chunga's trolling. From my memory though, I remember it being thicker. You got nuclear data, nice. Did you see that, Drift Mechanics is thinking about doing acrylic Austins? Why would you troll someone? I don't know. You love the Austin layout? Yeah, so Drift Mechanics is thinking about doing acrylic Austins. If she annihilates you in stab time, no, I'm like the slowest stab doer. Unless Meep takes longer than like 2 hours. Meep takes about 2 hours per stab. Same, actually. Does anyone know if they're considering PC Austin? I don't think Ben said anything about it. TX stabs in stock? I don't think so. Mm-mm. Yeah, no one has TX in stock. Oh, do they still have some? Stop this key. We need a bear for... Johnny's at home. Johnny's at home. Just ask Johnny. You don't need me. Okay. Done. I have to speed through this. Okay, this one's fine. This one's fine. Yeah, you can use, Hammer Brothers code. Wow, you're on early. Oh my god. Why is everyone flaming me? Come on. Jeez. Also, sorry, my dogs. Someone's at the door, if you guys didn't know. Okay, let me go answer that. Let me go answer that, because maybe my mom's not downstairs. Okay, I'm back. So I bought these like nuts, these honey roasted nuts, and it's like mix assorted nuts, right? Okay. And I gave them to my mom because my mom and I like opposite. So she likes walnuts, pecans, macadamians, but she doesn't like cashews or peanuts or almonds. And so it's like the perfect combo because I give it to her, she eats all around like the ones she doesn't like, and then she gives it to me, and then it's all the ones that I like. So I was just eating some. Okay. Yeah. I do like them. Very tasty. Okay. Oh. Are these the ones you have to clip? Oh, they look like it. Oh. Oh no. They are. Oh no. Okay. Oh, I just need to prepare myself. No, it's fine. Hello, Thockiness. What's up? Alright, you guys are in luck. You guys are in luck. I'm just gonna use my TX stabs. You guys can have them. I have a lot more coming. The flex imagine? No, dude. I don't have time. I gotta speed run. Have we decided? Yeah, we're going with Magic Girl. That's okay with you guys, right? If I just use TX tabs. These are all tuned, but I'll set them aside. I mean, I know it seems like kind of like, oh, should just tune all these wires, but I have an extra set of TX tabs. And it works perfect for the 60, so let's just do that for now. That way everyone else can just use the TX tabs too, in case they've never tried it before. Perfect. Also perfect. Not as perfect. Perfect. Okay, sorry for changing my mind. I just don't have enough time. So we gotta go fast. Relapse, who? So I know Airy, but is Relapse a nice person? Ow. Like, should I be nice to Relapse? Hi, Dot. Relapse is the toe guy. Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? Toe guy? Hello, Dot. 32... Oh, wait. I think it's 3203-4. Oh. So he's like bought you. Oh, 4. Sorry. Oh wait, it's his own feet? Oh, well, that's like a little different. Oh shit. He put his own feet as emotes? Oh, that's like... I don't know. You should never post your feet for free. Is my mentality. Suck my butt. And his server, his role icon is literally his foot. Damn. You guys are wildin' out here. Hi, Sandy. Okay, so if you guys are wondering why did she swap to TX tabs, and it's because I know clipping doesn't take that long, but it's extra time, so I'm just using TX tabs because I know they're gonna be good and I don't have to like worry too much about tuning them. Normally, if this was like a build that I had time for, like more time for, I would take my time to do it, but due to me being on like a time crunch, hope you guys understand. Hi, Wavy Davy. So if you're wondering why didn't I just like do this on my normal day and, you know, take my time with it, and it's because this is pretty much going into raffle pretty soon, and so there's like a time constraint. And then I wanted to do it earlier in the day. Thank you for the follow. I wanted to do it early in the day so people could still watch, rather than like me doing it late in the middle of the night. So those are my reasonings. Because I'm gonna build this and then send it out by tomorrow after doing the typing test and everything. You're so nice. I don't know about that. My mods don't think I'm nice. My mods are all yelling at me yesterday. It was literally all my mods minus PC. PC was the only like calm one. Oh, Blue and Queenie. Oh, thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh. Welcome everyone to the stream. Yeah, we're building custom keyboards. My name is Patricia, or xinxinwong XXW. But you're building a custom keyboard today. Oh, you came over to warm up the raid? Oh, so this is the keyboard we're building. Hi, how are you doing? Long time no see. Thank you for the raid. This is a keyboard we're building today. So you can see it has a very beautiful weight, but welcome everyone if you're new to the stream. I build custom mechanical keyboards. I also raid retail in World of Warcraft. And those are like my two main things. I do play variety games when I have time, but yes, I do build custom keyboards. Thank you for the follow. Yep, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. If you guys have never like seen custom keyboards before, if you do ! gallery, it'll take you to my website where you can see all the keyboards that I have built to kind of give you like an idea of like different custom keeps. Yeah. Guild Wars 2. I've heard that I would really enjoy Guild Wars if I like WoW. Same with Final Fantasy, but I just don't have enough time. But I have heard that Guild Wars 2 is extremely like underrated. But yeah, welcome everyone. I hope you all have had a good day. Hope you had a good stream. And welcome. Have I heard of a game called Lost Ark? Yeah, it's anime PoE, right? Thank you for the follow. So right now we are lubing stabilizers, and for those who don't know what stabilizers are, for keys that are bigger than just like your normal like letter keys, you need stabilizers to basically keep them in place and stabilize them. So currently I am lubing those stabilizers. The thing with like building custom keyboards, it's just a lot of, I wouldn't say it's necessarily like hard work, but it's just like a lot of small moving parts that you have to attend to, I guess. So it's like lubing all the stabilizers and like every single switch in your keyboard. Also taking those apart and lubing those. So it's definitely a very like involved process, but super satisfying. EVE Online in New World? Oh my gosh. I have a friend who played EVE Online, and they would tell me like all the crazy stuff they would do. I have a lot of respect for people who play EVE like on a very consistent basis, because it seems like a lot of work. Thank you for the follow. Custom keyboards is like nice thing for your does if you spend too much. Yeah, the custom keyboard hobby definitely took off like when the whole pandemic started. Also, thank you for the follow. But yes, I would definitely recommend, and especially if you like work at home, always on your computer, I'd recommend into like looking into a custom. It's also one of those things that you don't really realize, like, that you can like make it nicer, you know? It's one of those things where you just kind of accept it for what it is, but when you get like a custom one, then you feel like, oh, why was I typing on this other keyboard? Yeah, huge quality of life improvement. Agase, yeah. So that was funny. Did you guys hear the story of that? I didn't realize I was building a K-pop board. I literally thought it was a bird board. Hi, Elvin. Do I have any examples? Yeah, so it's on my Instagram. Also, if you do exclamation point gallery, it'll take you to my website where you can see all the keyboards that I've built. You customize your 1-to-many loved every second doing it. Yeah, it's once you use a custom, then you're just like, wow. Where has this been all my life? Especially for a gamer, I feel. If you like touching plants when you go on a hike, touching things in a... Oh, I see what you're saying. So for me, I like building keyboards because I like creating stuff with my hands. So I've always really been into origami, crocheting, cross stitch. So for me, custom keyboards just feels very satisfying. Something you grow appreciate over time. It's something so big, yeah. And once you've like assembled it or you've modded like your keyboard, afterwards, you know, you're just like, dang, I did that. Although I have met people who are in the custom hobby, but they don't like building. They just like the way it feels. But they personally do not like building. Which I can understand because it is like a really long process. But for me, like building is the fun part. Thank you for the follow. You love crocheting, but your hand cannot keep up. Yeah, I had to stop crocheting as well. You have more attachment to your board if you build it? Yeah, same. Same. Thank you for the follow. So personally, I think using BDZ, which is a type of lube, on TX stabs, I think it's kind of overkill. So I just use 205G when it comes to TX stabs. You have no attachment to Hoshi? Wait, really? Do I still balance? I do, yeah. I still balance it. So we did a test when TX stabs first came out. If your wires are balanced, and you just lube the housing and the, yeah, you just lube the housing and the stem, you technically don't even need lube on the wire. Like, it sounded fine when we were testing. It's actually insane. Of course, I would still recommend, you know, putting some lube, but, like, if you don't, it's no big deal. The graphics on this game were so good, true. So how long have you been working on this keyboard? Give us some backstory. Not to put you on the spot or anything. You know, I use BDZ for a lot of my stabilizers, but I do agree that it's extremely messy. And if I have the option not to use it, I actually won't. And with like TX stabs, I feel confident enough in it that I won't have to. There are some stabilizers though that I'm like, okay, I should just always use BDZ to be safe. The design was usually finished around October, private to take public. Oh, so it's something private that you decided to do publicly. That's nice of you guys. You're QCing all of these by yourself? Or with... I'm assuming you're doing it with someone else, but... That seems like a lot of work. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. I think that's like one of the scariest things. It's like not running through vendors is QCing it. Especially if you do more than like 100 units. That's pretty spooky to me. Oh, hi, Relapse. I heard you like to showcase your feet. That is fine. To each their own. I'm not judging you. Yeah, we do have a raider who loves feet. True. I'm using TX stabs, and I'm just gonna keep them in for you, so you don't have to clip. I would have clipped for you, but I didn't have enough time, so you get to use TX stabs. Unless you want to clip, then I can take them out, but it's up to you. I don't mind giving this set. Okay, cool. Oh shit, sorry. Oh wait, so you don't need the stabilizers? Is that what you're saying? You just need the switches? Alright, bye Vin. He's holding me hostage. Oh my gosh. Blink twice if you need help. Let me move this. Have you guys ever had a bug zapper before? Like, it looks like a tennis racket, and you just like zap bugs. My mom is downstairs. I hear her zapping fruit flies. But we have a lot of parrots. We have 3 parrots, and they just seem to... I don't know what it is, but they seem to be best friends with fruit flies. Right? Fruit flies love them. So every now and then my mom goes on a rampage and just like... I just hear her zapping. Have you ever shocked yourself with it? No. Have you? Of course, I've never like thought about trying. It's like super satisfying when you're like trying to... Thank you for the follow. When you're trying to zap the bugs and you get like multiple, because then you hear like zap 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 zap. Poor bugs, sorry bugs. Yeah, I'll just hear my mom downstairs going ham right now, using the bug zapper. It, like I said, our parrots just... There's just lots of bugs. They breed super fast, too. It's like, just when you think you get rid of them, they just come back with a vengeance. Dude, don't I have... No, I don't. I've been burned by it before. So it's off. Where's my cheese wheel? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Yeah, we do have fruit. We do have fly traps, but we live in Texas, so it's like super warm. And even when we think we get rid of all of them, it's just like weeks later they're all back again. It's kind of scary. I've been chased by horseflies before. Sounds super scary, but we went to this place in like Southeast Texas, and they just had like swarms of horseflies, but we had to like go through the swarm to get to the nature preserve. So like you could see and you could hear them, and it was just really scary, like running through all of them. Yeah, horseflies are huge, and you can see them, and you can hear them. So it was like very traumatizing, like having to do that. My grandma, I haven't seen my grandma in a long time, like since Thanksgiving. They bite painfully too, yeah. I can ask her the next time I see her though. So with the fruit flies, I just take like an old water bottle, and old water bottle, I put sugar and vinegar, and then I put like 1 or 2 drops of dish soap, and that's what I do for my trap. Okay, so this one is weird. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Holy moly. Should be fine. This one's not going in all the way, so I'm gonna try and... So this one's not seating in all the way because of the millmax'd socket, so I'm gonna try and really finagle it in. Okay. I can finish this. We have an hour? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I just remember having to run through a field of horseflies, and it was legit so scary because you could hear all of them like chasing you, and it was so loud because you could hear like hundreds of them making sound, like buzzing around. Super scary, super freaky. I would not recommend. Would not recommend. Perfect time to have a flamethrower, yeah. It's just so unfortunate because that was the only way to get to the nature preserve. Bot flies. I've seen videos of them, but I don't know if we have them here. So this is the same deal. The millmax'd socket so the stabilizer's not going in all the way. Hi, Basic. I actually... Hold on. I have, okay, this is gonna sound gross, but I've watched botfly extraction videos. And yeah, they're terrifying. They're so scary. How are you? I'm doing good. We are building this Proto today. Yeah, so the thing with, thank you for the follow. The thing with some of these, stabilizers is because there's the millmax'd socket, it's not resting all the way. So let me show you guys. So you see how this one is on that socket? So then this is not going down all the way. And because it doesn't go in all the way, I can't, it's like hard to get this in. Did you say hi already? No, I think this is your first time. Hi, Snoopy. Yeah, so 2 of these are just not gonna have the brackets due to, not going in all the way. That's okay. Alright. Yeah, I mean, so with the build, I wouldn't have done it this early if, like, it wasn't already millmax'd. Oh. It's 6.25. Oh my gosh. I made a mistake. Oh no. Wait, no. It should be 7U. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. No, you're right. Okay. No, I just put it on the wrong side. No, you're good. I'm just Papega. I'm just Papega. Just ignore me. It goes over one more. Okay. Maybe this way? No, it's still... Okay, ignore me. Yeah, Thug, but that's because it's millmax'd. If it were full solder, it's not something you have to worry about. Okay. Whew! False alarm. Okay, we good. We good. I got a message? No. I just had it shifted over here. So that was my bad. I have been told before that, as like a designer watching a streamer build your board, it's like extremely nerve-wracking. Would you agree with that? Terrifying. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You're terrified how you perceive it? I just hope you like it. Yeah. So, here's what I think, okay? I think it's good to, like, say your honest thoughts, even if, like, it could come off as harsh. But I think for extremely, like, harsh comments, I think it's better to reserve that for, like, off-stream to kind of, like, talk to the designers behind the scenes. I don't agree with, like, building boards and, like, actively, you know, saying, oh, like, this is shit, this is shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone does that, but there are some comments that I do think you have to be careful saying sometimes. So, for example, like, I think it's just always good to preface, like, opinions like, oh, this is my personal opinion, but if it were up to me, like, I would do this differently. Or if you don't like something about the board, like, you have to realize, like, what you like might be different than what other people like. And especially as a content creator, you have to be careful what you say, because some people will take what you say, like, as, like, the gospel truth. And I think if there are like glaring problems with the board, I do think it's up to the content creator who's building it to give, like, honest feedback. But there are different ways to give feedback, in my opinion. Like, there's a professional and an unprofessional way. I don't know about that. I think for me, I'm just so inexperienced that I realize sometimes what I suggest might not be, like, feasible, but I don't know that, right? And so before you're suggesting anything that might be like, oh, crazy, I like to talk to designers, like, off of stream to be like, hey, I was wondering if, like, this would be possible, or, like, this is what I would change, this is what I didn't really like. But part of that is just because, like, I don't know design. I've personally never designed any keyboards, so I don't want to make suggestions that just, like, aren't feasible, you know? I think that's something better to talk to the designers about. Or it could just be, like, the designer's artistic choice. Like, doing things the way they wanted to do. So part of it is just, I don't know any better, right? And I don't want to say anything that I'm not, like, sure about. Oh, you're, hello. Thank you for the resub. Hope you have a great stream. Thanks. Did you debut your VTuber? Was that a thing? congrats on your debut. Or not yet. Oh. Okay. Ignore me. Oh, you two know each other? Hold on. I actually did this a little weirdly. Remove these. You two know each other? I know Yura in real life. Oh, okay. It was this one. I think it's this one too. Yeah. Why is this not going in all the way? Let's see. Okay, let's try this again. I think I just need to push. Just need to push. Okay, okay. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, push. Push. Okay, so these are just very tight. So you can tell if it goes in all the way, if it starts to poke out of the millmax'd socket. So we're making sure these are all pushed in. Wait. 8 years? What the fuck? Reference goes a long way. You get the same comment over, recognize, yeah. Find too many streamers, conflate the two unknowingly, and people have a skewed option, yeah. I think... I also think there's definitely... like trends, right? Trends where people will look for certain things in a board, and if it's not that current trend, they don't like it. Does that make sense? So, like, a big thing was like thok. Does it thok? Oh, it doesn't thok? Then it's not good. Right? Yeah. Now it's like, does it clack? But yeah, there's just different things that are popular and that people are looking for. And if your board doesn't necessarily do that. Have they moved to clack? I don't know. It's just like changing all the time. But I think thok is definitely one of the big contenders of like what people were looking for. And it's unfortunate because, like, you know, the designer designed the board to sound a certain way, but that's not what people want to hear it sound. So they ask you, you know, can you change it so it does do that, right? And I do think that's a little unfair for the designers. Especially since they designed it a certain way, but people are looking for, like, the other way. So I think it's important to take into account, like, what the designer intended for it to be like. And I think as a streamer, you have to be open to everything, right? And if you're not, then you have to, like, preface it, like, oh, you know, well, this is not my preference. If you like a board that's, you know, more, you know, blocky, more blacky, you know, stuff like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think as long as you're open to, you know, or you're willing to say, like, oh, well, you know, it's just not for me. And I think that's perfectly fine. But I do feel like if you say, oh, I don't like it because it doesn't do this, and it's like a preference-based thing, I don't know. I don't agree with that. But, you know, a lot of the content creators or keyboard streamers on Twitch don't do that. I'm sure some do, but I think for the most part, a lot of keyboard streamers are good about doing that. About prefacing, like, you know, it's not for me, or this is what I like. Or if you're looking for something like this, then here's your board, you know. We'll stream WoW later. Yes. Okay, so one thing about this board is, so these are for the top mount, right? And when you put it in, you still want to make sure, because there are these, like, little post things, you still want to make sure that it, you know, goes in a little bit. Oh yes, spacebar. Just to let you guys know. Because the PCB has, like, the cutouts for the case, so you just want to make sure that they're still aligned. Miss Streamer, what? What's up? The stream's so comfy, what the heck? Thanks. Just a spacebar thing? Oh, okay. You like it? That's very pretty, right? I'm glad you think the stream is comfy. What a relief. Sometimes I feel like I put you guys to sleep. Why is this one not going in? Thanks for the follow. Oh, hello, Alex. Okay, cool. Wait, my Pokemon card? Wait, don't steal my Pokemon cards. I need to get those created, and then I need to sell them so I can make a down payment on a house. Hold on, I'll be right back. I need to let my dog in. Doggy! Hi, doggy! Hi, doggies! Hi! Hi, girl! Yeah, dog is here. Okay. Keycaps. Magic Girls. Kinko! Come here. Hi. Let's see. Should I just do Deep Navy? What do you guys think? Deep Navy? Or should I do Boneyard? Deep Navy? Boneyard or Deep Navy? Yeah, you guys wanna do a poll? You can do a poll while I attend to my dog. Thank you, mods. Let me just attend to her real quick. Hey, what's up? Come on. Come on, baby. Suck my butt. Okay, I'm back. You had to verify? Oh yeah. So, there's a reason for that. But welcome. So it looks like Deep Navy one. Hell yeah.
Smooch.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna do white. Enter. I hope you guys are okay with that. And then for the... Is it doggy? He's a troll. Dang. How does it feel to be called a troll? Bye, Reina. Actually, this isn't... Does this match? I thought it was like space themed. And it kind of looks like a nebula. Even though this is a K-pop... K-pop, lot. Should I use Miru instead? Do you guys know Soy? Soy is the one who designed Dreamscape? Or Tosaib? Dreamscape, EPBT, Dreamscape, Milky Way, Velvet. You guys know him? He claims that he hates me, but he's actually the one who gave me this lat. Yeah, this is the K-pop dude that designed the K-pop sets, yeah. Hi, Gunner. Dude, Gunner, I'm almost done. This is actually perfect timing. Gunner's one of my raiders. Yeah, GMK These Nuts does look really good. Deep Navy to me is one of those colors that look better than IRL. Yeah. So I think Hammerhead, the dark set, looks better than light. Yeah, I know DN is Deep Navy. Yeah, I have a Hammerhead dark base. Yeah, so I fall into the category of with Deep Navy, you know, I didn't buy based on render. I bought it based off of what I saw like after production. And so it was something that I really liked. But I can imagine if you're buying it based on the renders, like getting upset. But I personally think it looks great. Why doesn't it look good? Too much green? Wait, really? Wait. Should I get Deep Navy on Mech Market too? Oh my gosh, JB. Don't be enabled. Do you have any boards that would match it? Don't let me enable you. WoW? WoW is just something you have to take a lot of time to learn. I've been playing it for what, like 6 years? I still don't know what I'm doing. Ooh, Taiga's the green one, right? Or am I thinking of something else? Am I thinking of something else? Pestroka? Perestroka? I always say it wrong. Did I tell you someone was like, I'll sell you Perestroka if you say it correctly? Because I was saying Pestroka for a long time. What a fucking jerk. What a jerk. Okay, cool. Oh man. What do you guys think? Yeah, I still don't have it. I still don't have this set. Okay, wait. Do you guys think I do the lat? Okay, this is important. I'm running out of time, but the artisan matching is important to me. What's the point of collecting artisans if you don't even match accordingly? The mirror looks better, right? Which one? Lat or Miru? Miro. I think this one. Also, look at this sick cable. It's opal. It's an opal sleeve. Wow. Mr. Bear Cables is gonna have this weekend. Opal sleeve. Yep, it's by Mr. Bear Cables. Okay. Typing test. Yeah, you can use XXW at checkout for 5% off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. XXW, you can type it with one hand. This is O-ring, yes, but it can be, it can also be top mount. Did you give your money to? Exclamation point, Hoshizora will link you to the Discord. Join their Discord for more information. Yep. Easy peasy. That's fine. I think it's just bear. There you go. Okay, give me one sec. Thank you for the raid. We're just about to do the timing test. Alright, so this is the Hoshizora. Oh, wait. Oh shit, hold on. I didn't test it.
Prage.
Okay. The spacebar has been fixed. But anyways, thank you for the raid. This is the Hoshizora. We are using this is a top mount O-ring, so you can pick. We are using the O-ring with a 30A, the softer one. It is an alu plate with SP Star Magic Girls, so these are the tactiles. We're using TX stabs. This has been millmax'd. And yeah. Okay. Oh man, I cannot see this. I'll try, okay. Okay. I'm done. No, you just separate the two. You separate the two. Okay. Alright. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So let's look at the board. So for those who missed the specs, this is with the alu plate, SP Star Magic Girls. This is the O-ring with the 30A. So this is the softer O-ring. Nice Anyard. But let's look at the board. Wow. So this does come in winky-less. Ooh. Here's the back. So there's two weights. This very pretty one, and there's also this one. So two separate weights. The USB is higher, as you can see right here. And here's the side. And then right here. Yeah, the weight is gorgeous. But yep. This is the Hoshizora. If you guys are, these are SP Star Media Girl. Magic Girl. SP Star Magic Girl. They are a tactile. So I really like this board because there's a lot of attention to like the small thematic details of the sport that you may not like realize. So for example, like the moon and the stars, if you look at the plate, it also has like the cutout for the moon and the star right here. And so that's like really, that's just like a nice touch to me. But overall, like really pretty board. And you can see like the small bump-ons right here. Little bump-ons right here, if you guys are worried about it sliding. I think it's... So this is even. So it's about the same, but so this is slightly tilted. This is also slightly tilted. And so whenever you put it down, it is slightly tilted. So this gap just looks like really big. And you also do have a choice between top mount or O-ring if like O-ring is not your deal. Like you can also go top mount. Top mount with custom PP plate? I know like PP is like the new thing that's in, right? Yeah, you can get a harder O-ring as well. Yeah, everyone likes PP. Alright. The moment has a PP plate? Oh, should I use it? How's it feel? It feels really good. So, I normally don't like tactiles, but the reason why I went for tactiles, that's why I also went with like a softer ring, because using a harder plate with a softer ring, so it kind of like evened it out, or that's like how I thought it would. Yeah, I just thought that made sense in my head. But yeah, I like the way it feels. It's actually... Yeah, so it's not... God, I don't like saying this because there's like so many ways that you could say it, but... So it's not, quote, flexy. I mean, you can see like the edges right here, right? Or like the middle. It feels very stable, right? It's bouncy, but I wouldn't say it's like you can press it and it would go like boop boop. Does that make sense? Yeah, it is bouncy. But it feels very... The alphas feel very consistent. If you guys kind of know what I'm saying. How do I explain that? I kind of want to see how this feels with linears. Press hard at the bottom left. I don't know, maybe it's the alu plate. Oh yeah, you see it right here. You really see and feel it right here. Here it's not as apparent because it's, I guess, lower, but when you do right here, you can really see it. Uniform resistant, yeah. Be careful, Miru. Oh, he's fine. Yeah, you can see it right here. Okay, so I wish I had like more time to tell you guys my thoughts and whatnot, but I have to go raid before I get flamed by my guild. But yeah, thank you for letting me build this board. I will message you like my thoughts off of stream to basically summarize it for you. You explained the alpha's uniformity well. That's what the cut. Oh, nice, cool. I did something right. You know, it's always like a awkward moment when you're like, oh, it feels like this, and the designer's like, but it's not supposed to. I'm like, oh, so, ooh, that's a relief. But yeah, I'll send you my thoughts like off of stream, but overall, I think, damn, if I were a 60 user, I would buy this board, honestly. I'm also just a sucker for like moons and stars. So I have like the Tsukuyomi. Am I a 60 user? No, I'm an Alice user. Which is technically like a 60-65, but I'm a sucker for like anything moon star themed. But yeah. And then I like this part too. The only thing I would be worried about with like these weights though is fingerprint. I'm really like always have like lube on my fingers for whatever reason, and so I'll wipe this for you before I send it out, but that's the only thing. I would be worried about like touching it because I wouldn't want to get my like grimy fingers on it. But I really like all the attention to details, like with the plates matching the back weight. I like that you have the option of doing either a top mount or a O-ring. So you can basically, you know, configure this in many different ways. And then I also really enjoyed how it had the, I guess, what do you call those? Basically to help you align the case together. Standoffs? Not standoffs. Alignment tabs, yeah. I like the alignment tabs a lot. I think alignment tabs are severely underrated. But yeah, that's the board. Hope you guys enjoyed this speed build. Sorry I have to end so abruptly, but hi Keaton. Unfortunately, it's time for me to go raid. I will be streaming my raids if you want to watch me flame my raiders, but yes, I will highlight this, just the keyboard part, so
Suck my butt.
just the keyboard part, so if you happen to miss it, the highlight will be up on my Twitch, and it will also be up on my YouTube. So, this one I'll have typing tests up as well tonight. Or I'll have it done by tonight, but I'll release it in a few days. And then I just need the address for the next person, and then I'll send this out in the morning. Yeah, I'll do all of that tonight. I'm a fast worker if I need to be. Otherwise, I just potato. Also, I would have taken your bingsu, but you're lucky you put split backspace on it.
My butt.
I'm not a split backspace user, so what a shame. What a damn shame.